The secret!
What secret? She announced it at Ray's final farewell concert 50 years ago!
Season 3 of Hannah Montana was its peak. Not only did it have the best album, but it had its own feature-length film in theaters. It had the Best of Both Worlds concert tour. It doesn't get any bigger than that in Hannah Montana Season 3. And recently we went over the first 13 episodes, everything until before Lily and Oliver start dating. But I intentionally had that also stop at right before the movie took place. Yeah, the Hannah Montana movie will come up a lot more in this, as I am a big fan of how they connect. And after part 1, we got to see all the starter episodes, the new changes that are going on with Miley Stewart. And we're gonna shift toward the last 17 episodes. Yeah, Season 3 had 30 episodes, and it dragged on for a while. I'm not saying the episodes aren't good, but there is a lot of them, and a lot of stuff we get to get into. Kind of like that Season 2 thing, when it dragged on for 10 more episodes than I thought it would. Yeah, this one does a similar thing. But we get so much deeper with the relationships with Robbie Ray, Oliver, Jackson, and I'm so excited to go over it with you guys. So without further ado, let's dive in. Starting with episode 13, What I Don't Like About You, a parody of that song, What I Like About You. So we start the episode with Hannah Montana coming back from her newest movie, Indiana Jones, and it's this really obvious parody of Indiana Jones, but it's funny watching her outtakes. Miley's returning home from this long vacation, hoping that nothing's changed, only to leave the room and see that Lily and Oliver kiss. Oh my gosh, what? We jump into hearing them talk about why they need to keep it a secret from her and that she wouldn't really understand right away, and Oliver has a couple funny lines here.
Sometimes I could say things like, ooh, doesn't Lily look cute today? And, another time you could be like, wow, I've never really noticed it, but Oliver looks like a Greek god, or...
Miley confronts them at the beach, saying that she knows what happened because obviously it was in their living room.
You guys should date. And then not tell me about it.
I think she knows.
And they pretty much admit to it right away. See, this is where it's a little bit different than iCarly. Like, iCarly happened over the course of a couple episodes, but Miley found out they're together, already are approaching them about it, and this actually leads into the disagreement.
So seriously, you think Radiohead is better than Coldplay?
Radio play, cold head. The main thing is, you guys are together, right?
It doesn't seem like they as a couple argue or disagree too much. It's almost like this is one really specific scenario. And in this scenario, basically they argue over Radiohead versus Coldplay, like which song did they dance to, which leads to them arguing about their first date and even more.
If you like Coldplay so much, they should be your girlfriend. You could take them skating and then not remember it.
I'll take them skating and not remember it. You know what? Who's 12 now?
And they even break up pretty much right then and there on the beach, which this is what should have happened with Freddie and Sam. Like, theirs is so dysfunctional, it's almost like distasteful. Like, you feel guilty for watching them be together and happy about it. Where at least Lily and Oliver, you're like, okay, I could see why they should be together.
Because you're obviously wrong.
I'll tell you what's wrong. When I picked you as a boyfriend.
Oh.
You guys, please stop fighting. This is ridiculous.
Miley is insistent that if they're going to argue, they better come back to her by the time they're done. So she sits on the beach until midnight. Robbie actually even gives her a blanket because that's how long she's been there. Throughout the episode, she constantly asks Robbie for advice through metaphor of his sandwich.
And the tomato decided that they should be together. Oh, I love you, bacon pop. Yes, I love you too, tomato pop. And then the lettuce decided to finally come back home, and they start arguing. Oh, bacon. Oh, tomato. Oh, no. And then I'm the lettuce, I get in the middle.
And keeps destroying it every chance she gets. And this is the part that's the most like iCarly. So Lily and Oliver are sitting on separate tables at the beach, insisting Miley chooses them as her best friend. She goes to Lily first and says that she chose her, but should probably apologize to Oliver because he deserves at least that. Then she goes to Oliver and says that she chose him and was just apologizing to her about it because she deserves that.
Wow. You really did pick me, over your best girlfriend? Man. I must be awesome.
So she basically told both of them that she's choosing them over one another. Meanwhile, the subplot is Jackson trying to get into college. He wants to go to Santa Barbara, so he has this interview that's about to happen at the house. So to look really good, he tries to make it look like he started a nonprofit for children, which is very specific. I would kind of believe that. Cheryl Hines is a guest star in this episode, and she comes to interview Jackson. Robbie has a guilt talk with him to make sure that he doesn't actually go through with it, and it works. Jackson admits to the woman that he's been lying about all his good deeds. And she's basically like, yeah, you're not getting into college. Like, you expect them to be like, okay, yeah, you're honest, you could definitely do it, but that didn't happen in this one. Later, she asks Oliver to come over, and we're still not really sure what her plan is, until they both show up into Miley's house.
What are you doing here? She chose me!
Miley?
She's dressed as Indiana Jones, and I'm uncomfortable. So she plays a video with her playing both of these parts, Lily and Oliver, and showing their argument and why it was like so petty.
Yeah, and, her hair smelled like apples. I like apple.
So for season 3, episode 14 of Hannah Montana, we have Promma Mia, which is a play on the title Mamma Mia, obviously. So Lily and Oliver are bragging around school that they already have a date to the dance, which they're kind of obnoxious in this moment.
That feeling of being so desperate, so needy, so...
Ask me now. You ask me now.
Oh my god, this is so sad. So her friends have a talk with her, making it worse, talking about how it sucks to be single, which is not helpful, guys. Then Miley stands by a poster, trying to give subtle hints to this guy that she wants to be asked to prom, and he's clearly not asking her.
There you are again. Are you following me? Because here we are. Again.
And she does not give up, which she should have done since the beginning. He admits that this other girl just asked her, which, Miley, if you weren't being so desperate, you could have just approached him first. Meanwhile, this nerd named Aaron, which I could swear was in other teen shows before, tries to ask a girl to a dance, and she rejects him, being so embarrassed.
I'm waiting for somebody better to ask. Sorry.
Appreciate the honesty.
This makes Miley feel really bad because it seems like they don't even pity him. She goes to talk to him to make him feel better, but then he ends up getting the idea that she wants to go to prom with him.
Will you go with me?
Keep walking.
Miley.
She's just straightforward doing it. She even tries to walk away, which is rude, and then says yes. He gets overly excited and calls his family. Meanwhile, Billy Ray is fed up with Jackson because he let him come home from college, and he's not really doing anything with his life. He's waking up late, he's not doing anything. But this is a good callback to the movie. I feel like the writers tried to do a good job connecting the events of the movie and now.
You know, I let you come home from college because you said you were homesick. Well, now I'm homesick too. Sick of having you home doing nothing.
He tries to get Jackson to go to college, and it doesn't work. Meanwhile, Miley talks to Billy Ray about asking Erin to prom. But she gets a call from David Archuleta, who was also in iCarly, oh my gosh, saying that he wants to record a song with her the night of her prom. And obviously she's not super excited to go to prom with Erin, so she almost says yes immediately, and does not think of the consequences.
So see, I think that if Aaron knew this, he would be the first to insist that I bail on the prom. And if he doesn't, I don't want to go with someone so selfish anyways. Oh, and another thing is, he kind of took advantage of me, you know, when he cornered me into going out with him tonight. So I think that boy actually owes me an apology.
So Miley goes to Aaron's house, ready to explain to him why she can't go to prom with him. She runs into his grandmother and feels horrible because he was so excited to finally go.
We flew in from Pittsburgh as soon as we got the news. Last-minute flights are expensive, so we had to dip into our meat money.
Meanwhile, Jackson is really embarrassed and does not want to go to college. He feels so much pressure, and it's actually kind of sad. Like, I feel bad for this guy.
You think that Jackson Rod Stewart is scared? I'm terrified.
Robbie tries to give him a pep talk, but it doesn't really work out. And Jackson is so scared that he's going to end up at Rico's for the rest of his life that he definitely does go back to try. So I guess sweet fear does work. Meanwhile, Miley is as Hannah recording the song with David Archuleta. I Want to Know You is a really good song from the season 3 soundtrack, and it makes her feel really bad. So she tells David Archuleta she actually has to go to prom.
It was the onion bagel, wasn't it?
No, you're fine. Just maybe next to it, you might want to try a nice little, lemon bar.
And I don't know how, but she has enough time to get fully ready, makeup and everything, and go back to Aaron's house, and then give him enough time to get the tuxedo ready. Guys, this is not enough time. Prom is a lot of work. And then they get pictures together, knowing that they're actually gonna go together, and that's kind of the end. We don't really get to see the prom, we just see them get ready for the prom, and that's it. One last scene with Rico and Jackson, and it's funny. And that's kind of the prom episode.
Oh no, I just gave up the secret!
What secret? She announced it at a Ray's final farewell concert 50 years ago!
I definitely love the moral dilemma Miley has to go through, like starting out as so desperate, then to actually getting exactly what she wanted, but then reverting back to her natural not wanting it. All around a really good episode. So in Once, Twice, 3 Times Afraidy, Miley hates the fact that Lily and Oliver are going out, and the lovely couple thinks that Miley should have a boyfriend.
Need a boyfriend.
I'm on it. Yo, single dudes, listen up. I got a perfectly good girl here, good height to weight ratio, not hard to look at. Let's start the bidding at a whoa!
So they set up a blind date for her, thinking that she cannot be alone. Oh my gosh, guys. But the guy is still upset about losing his ex and not ready to date her. Oh my gosh, it's an embarrassing date.
It's just my ex-girlfriend's name was Jenny. And I haven't heard that name since the breakup.
All because of Lily and Oliver, who profuse to apologize. Later, after a Hannah Montana concert, Miley meets Tracy's fake boyfriend, which she calls a faux beau.
So in love. Oh my gosh, Tracy, that's genius. So is Adam available to fake date a friend of mine who's single by choice and wishes her friends would get off her back because she doesn't need a guy to complete her?
And is like, wow, that's actually a genius idea, getting people off your back by paying somebody to be a fake boyfriend. And she gets super into that idea. So she ends up asking him to be her fake beau. As they go on a date, Miley is trying to put on this facade that she has a boyfriend.
Oh, Miley, we're so happy for you, aren't we, Ollie Pop?
Is the low-fat apple crumble as good as the regular apple crumble?
And gets a phone call that apparently he can't show up, so he's gonna send his roommate instead. Oh no, can you imagine how this is about to go?
Excuse me, Miley?
Huh?
Hey, I'm Ralphie Balducci, your, boyfriend for the night.
The guy sends his obnoxious roommate, Ralphie, who is rude and polite. I like don't know how to even describe him. He's like this Italian mobster that doesn't have any manners.
I got a hot girlfriend, and so do you, my friend. Pound it.
And it's very complicated, and as a viewer, you're like, how in the world would Miley explain that these two have a connection? Like, they are not fitting in at all. Although Miley tries to make it work, and it really doesn't. So Miley is like, okay, I can't keep up this facade, and asks him to fake break up with her, so that way she can get out of it.
His parents are going to England.
Oh, wow! What a shame.
Tell me about it. I don't even know how to speak English.
And they try to perform a breakup, but Ralphie keeps not going through with the facade.
You know what? I'm not moving.
What?
I'm not giving up what we have without a fight. Look at you. You're a wreck.
Nope, I'm not. See, I'm really... Yep, I pulled myself together.
Next thing you know, he's asking for all the different things in Miley's house. Oh my god, this guy is literally robbing Miley. It's so funny because you don't expect having a fake boyfriend to have these kind of consequences, but it becomes like a full-on robbery. Lily and Oliver still seem pretty confused, but eventually he asks for way too many things, and Miley just loses the facade. She kicks him out of the house and has to explain to Lily and Oliver what happened. They explain that they just wanted her to be happy like they are, but she's more focused on maybe somebody coming along that is actually good for her. And as long as she has her friends, she's good, which is a great moral of this episode. I feel like it's definitely normal to have the social pressure of you need to have a boyfriend. And Miley going so far to appease her friends shows a lot of her character. Although I really don't think she needed to go this far, but it definitely makes for an entertaining episode for sure. Meanwhile, Jackson actually gets injured because of something Rico does.
From you.
And when Rico tries to make peace by offering a bunch of money, Jackson's new friend, which is like, why does Jackson keep having like new friends at different moments?
Thanks to you, for the next 6 weeks, I'm gonna need help just to pick my nose.
Don't look at me, dude.
Just go away.
Okay.
Not you!
And Jackson, like, rips up the check in front of Rico.
I take this check to the bank, I get arrested for forgery, get sent to jail, and the last words I hear before I go up the river are,
He just, like, doesn't believe that Rico would ever do something nice for him. But then it turns out to be true all along. Rico was trying to be nice, and Jackson just straightforward rejected him the whole time.
Never!
It was real, wasn't it?
Totally real, good as cash.
Him and Rico really jump back and forth between, like, one of them wants to be friends, one of them tries, and then it just kind of falls through by the other one using each other's weakness against each other. Like, I don't know, their relationship is very toxic. And it's sad because there's moments where Rico says that he doesn't have anybody else. Jackson definitely doesn't either. Like, he's been recycling all these friends for multiple episodes now. Okay, so season 3, episode 16 is Jake, Another Little Piece of My Heart, which is one of my favorite episodes of all time of Hannah Montana. We start out with Hannah having a concert in Vegas. It's her, Lily, and Robbie Ray checked into a hotel. And what's even more surprising is her friend Tracy's here. Why is Tracy here without telling her? Uh-oh, she announces she's about to get married. Miley already has a problem with this because of how young she is, and it's even more complicated when we find out it's Jake Ryan.
Something, say what?
So Miley had a couple episodes with Jake in the first season until he left, then he came back, and then he left again. And this is his first appearance in the new season, a few episodes before he could be the one. So he's getting married to Tracy, and Miley has an issue with it. She tries to make it not relevant to their past relationship, because it'll just seem like she's jealous, but she harps on the fact that they are way too young to get married. Jake is kind of dismissive and doesn't really know what to say about it, and just kind of deflects it back to her. I like his haircut in this season, it's definitely better than the second season one. And it's like, how could these guys maintain a friendship with all their relationship issues? Like, it's really hard to be friends with an ex, let alone watch them get married. And it's like, are you really friends if she was not invited to the wedding? Yeah, probably. In the B-plot, Rico has started a camp called Camp Rico. He interrupts Jackson on his date, asking for help with his camp. Unfortunately for Jackson, he wants to impress his date, so he says yes, taking on this whole troop. Next thing you know, he's leading this troop the entire time. Then we get back to Miley freaking out about Jake and Tracy getting married. She's witnessing how stubborn Tracy is, and I bet Hannah feels like this is a piece of her life.
I hate you.
All right, if that's the way you feel. Bye, Miley.
Bye, Jake.
And I bet Miley feels like her father in this scenario, where she's like disapproving. Hannah tells Tracy not to get married, grabbing her wedding dress. And Jake tries to pull her back. It's kind of like a metaphor for where she should be going. And once Miley breaks a nail, it gets personal as they head off to get married. Miley's taking this like way too far if you ask me. Like, feelings for Jake or not, this is like a boundary issue. She has one last chance to stop it.
By the state of Nevada.
Stop the wedding! They're too young! My bad.
She shows up at the venue before Tracy and Jake get there, which I don't know how she gets there first, and asks the officiant for his costume. Meanwhile, Rico is trying to get Jackson to blow up balloons for the kids, but Jackson is like completely beyond himself, even going outside into a storm to try to get them out of here.
I think the rain stopped. You kids can totally go back to the beach now. Yippee! Come on, let's go! Yeah! It's barely a trickle. Come on!
So then Miley meddles with the wedding ceremony as they're stalling to get Robbie Ray to interrupt. The stalling doesn't work, and Tracy and Jake say they're gonna go somewhere else. Miley tackles them, only to learn that this all was a prank? This is a prank TV show, and Hannah Montana was the victim. Jake laughs at it, thinking it was all in good fun, but Miley's a little annoyed, which I would be super annoyed, especially how embarrassing she was acting in this. Jake and her share a kiss, and it's officially not over yet. I'm so glad they had him come back for this next episode, because otherwise this would be an annoying one-off.
Whoa.
Whoa.
So Miley Hurt the Feelings of a Radio Star is a parody on the title Video Killed the Radio Star, which is an old song about how the implementation of visual media took away all this audio-only world, which is a really interesting timepiece.
Oh, see, that's great and awesome. Grawsome. Starting a new trad. Oh, see, that's trend and fad. Trad.
So Oliver starts his own radio show when one of the radio hosts on Radio Star has to leave one day.
10 seconds. Let's see what you got, wing ding 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 boy.
But I don't know how to work the mic. I don't even know what to press.
You'll do great.
He's at first really awkward and cringy, but Miley soon helps him out, and bam, the radio show becomes super popular.
If you're in a stew or feeling blue, don't boo-hoo. Let us talk to you.
Because that's what we do.
Here at the KT Morning Zoo.
And the two have like such a good dynamic, and this is going great for Oliver. He hasn't had a lot of wins, which is not surprising. And later, Hannah actually has a concert, but traffic is so packed up. And then another time, Hannah has a pet audition to do. So essentially, Miley's trying to keep up with this new task of hosting a radio show, but cannot keep up with it because of Hannah Montana responsibilities.
Breaks like this don't just happen. I mean, this could change my whole life.
Well,
Please.
She even falls asleep in front of all the puppies as she's getting cranky, and it's really funny watching Robbie and Lily kind of point out how bad she's going through it.
Don't you even bother calling. Do not call this phone. This dog is mine. Mine, mine, mine.
But Miley just wants to support Oliver. Like, clearly he can't do it on his own, and you know how Oliver gets when he feels unsuccessful. He gets depressed and leaves. The next day, the newspaper says Hannah howls, and Miley is completely embarrassed for how she was during the puppy thing. She is completely overbooked, and she's actually seeing the consequence of it.
Spread my butter way too thin, and now my toast is dry. Yep, not enough to go around. Way too...
I get it.
Even I get it.
You do?
Yeah. Your dad doesn't have enough butter, duh.
Oliver says that they want to do the radio show every Sunday and that it means so much to him. So this is why Miley is going to be going through a lot now, because she really wants to see her friend happy. But in the end, Oliver says that the radio show didn't have a lot of Miley fans as much as Oliver fans, which is kind of hard to believe from my end. So it seems like he could still do it without her. And I don't know, this is a weird ending.
Howdy, everybody. That was me, Miley, pretending to be a pretty girl named Lily.
And in the subplot, Rico thinks that he's making too much money because his dad actually wants to sell Rico's surf shop.
I have to lose money.
So lose money.
I can't. It goes against every fiber of my being.
So Rico puts Jackson in charge because he knows he'll screw up. And he does so by selling rotten hamburgers, and his customers all end up throwing up. This is a really disgusting plot line.
My burger tastes funny.
Brilliant! Bad meats! No one's gonna want to buy this place now! Congratulations. Listen, Jackson, you're never gonna get the best of me.
I definitely think Radio Star is a parody of Radio Disney. It is nice to have another Oliver episode with Hannah trying to keep her cool in order to maintain his emotional regularity, which is kind of random. Like, I don't know why Oliver is such a toxic friend. I mean, it's hard to be comedic relief and also really responsible, I guess. But I like that a lot of the episode takes place in the radio booth, and seeing Oliver, like, have this hobby is really cool. All in all, this is a really fun episode. So when He Could Be the One came out on Disney Channel, the promotions really hyped it up because we saw that Brooke Shields and Cody Lindley would be in this episode again. Cody Lindley is the guy who plays Jake Ryan, and Brooke Shields plays Miley's mom. Definitely a cool reason to find these two characters to come together when Miley has to make a really intense decision about who she wants to be with. Miley tries but fails to tell her dad that she's dating Jake Ryan again, so Robbie winds up believing that she's hiding something from him. To make her father thankful for Jake, she pretends that, like her bad boy bandmate, Jesse, but gets in over her head and she starts to actually develop feelings for Jesse. The first episode is more focused on Miley's relationship with her dad and Jake Ryan being this big issue in their relationship. And there's that whole bad boy trope where it's like, of course you don't want your daughter being with a bad boy, but then the fact that she actually falls for him just shows like her age and immaturity. Like, of course that changes a lot of things. In the end, she tells Jesse that there's just something between her and Jake that's special, and the episode kind of ends with her dad accepting it, and we move on to to Miley's real issue, which is choosing between Jake and Jesse. It already feels a little episodic by the end of the first part because of the fact that everything with Robbie Ray was resolved. It makes it seem like the momentum didn't necessarily build. And even though we kind of foreshadowed something that's going to be more important in the second episode, it still feels like two standalone episodes that just had a recurring plot or idea. But I want to believe that it's not just a gimmick that they're doing a two-part episode, and it's actually really for a good storytelling reason. In the second part, she's trying to decide between Jesse and Jake, and it's really complicated, and some of the best songs are used in this, because the third Hannah Montana album is definitely one of my favorites, so I love listening to the song. Miley and Jesse share a moment, and then Miley and Jake share another moment, and it just becomes harder and harder for Miley to make a decision between the two people she has a history with. I mean, she barely has a history with Jesse, but you know what I mean. She sits on her back deck in the most famous scene that's in all the promos as she's looking at two pictures of the boys, which, why do you have two pictures of teenage boys in your room, Miley? I knew you were like lovesick, but not this much. Robbie offers her comforting advice, which kind of brings us back to the first part, which feels a little bit more conclusive. I like that it's called back from the first episode, makes it feel more necessary. Miley seeks advice from her mom and is able to actually make a decision. Miley ends up telling Jesse that she chooses Jake because of how much they have together and how special it is. Robbie accepts their relationship after confirming with Miley that she made the right choice, and it's up to her instead, which is a really good plot for a teenager episode. Like, I definitely feel like the stakes were high enough. The Jackson and Rico have a dance number this entire episode and keep coming back at really random parts of it, which is, I'm kind of here for it. Although it does feel like, especially with summarizing the plot, that this is used just to fill up time. These shows should really use the 40 minutes super cautiously, and I wish they spent their time with it a little more. Jake has so far returned in every season, this being the third time, so at this point we know it's going to be a consistent thing. But I definitely think Achy Jakey Heart was a little stronger despite the fact that that was broken up and this one wasn't. But you could tell why they tried to make it one part, because it's like very clear that this is one plot line going on for too long, and not a lot changed and not a lot of momentum built until actually Miley has that final decision of choosing one of them. But there isn't necessarily like a lot of time with Jesse, or even like a lot of time with Jake. I feel like Jake has only had like 4 or 5 episodes at this point. I mean, I do feel like that's more than most shows would be to develop a relationship with teens, and especially being like these shows are usually 60-90 episodes, so of course 5 episodes is actually a bigger chunk than normal. That would essentially be the equivalent to 20 episodes in a larger sitcom like The Big Bang Theory or any of these other shows. So the Hannah Montana Superstitious Girl is season 3 episode 20. So they docked in Hawaii on the SS Tipton. Apparently they're stuck there for 5 days because Lily can't find something. Miley says that she's a professional and is able to keep track of everything except for her mother's locket.
Mama's lucky anklet? Don't got it.
She starts to freak out because apparently with that necklace, she has good luck, and now that it's gone, everything is gonna go wrong. Mr. Mosby runs in telling her to get ready for the concert because apparently there's a helicopter waiting for them. Lily tells her that nothing bad's gonna happen, and it cuts to them coming back from the rehearsal. Apparently Hannah had the worst sound check, and everything is going wrong. She even finds the rat in her bathroom that apparently has escaped. But like already we don't see Selena Gomez, the entire Wizards cast is gone, so it seems like this is a standalone Hannah Montana episode. So I don't know why they're doing this crossover. This was an issue with the first crossover where the Hannah one felt so separated from the rest of them. Like if I were a fan of this special, I probably would have turned it off by now because I don't get to see many of the cast that we wanted to see. I mean, we still get to see the Sweet Life on Deck cast, but it's only because they're passerby. She continues to look for her anklet, hoping that she'll be able to save this concert. Miley tries to retrace her steps, and it's also revealed that Robbie's on the ship, which is exciting. She runs to check on Robbie, who is super seasick and upside down on his bed. That's a funny trope. He gives her the idea that maybe she left it in her sock.
Once I get it on again, no more bad luck any.
But when they go back to her room, it turns out that the entire room is clean. Meanwhile, in the B plot, Jackson and Oliver are hanging out in the empty house because they have it to themselves. This guy delivers a really big package, and Jackson is super excited to see what's inside. Oliver encourages him to open it and figure out what's in it, but, you know, they try not to do that. Robbie tells him that the package better be sealed by the time they get home, so they cannot open it. Jackson attempts to use a steamer to carefully open the box and be able to reseal it, but I don't know if that's gonna work. Meanwhile, Miley and Lily are still looking for this anklet. London tries to take ownership of this anklet, claiming that everything on this boat technically belongs to her.
Oh, all right. Look, I'll just hold it for safekeeping till the owner shows with the receipt and 2 forms of ID.
Turns out it wasn't Hannah's sock. Miley runs downstairs in a disguise, but never takes off her wig. I don't know why we can't see Miley in this. And they run to approach London, only to be interrupted by Zack, who almost gives away her identity in public.
It's the other one that's got the girlfriend, right?
For her sake, I hope so.
He does with these characters. London is admiring the necklace when Hannah runs up to ask for it back.
That anklet belongs to me.
Fine. I'll need to see a receipt and 2 forms of ID.
When London realizes that it's not real gold, she throws it off the balcony and Hannah is freaking out. Miley insinuates that Lily should jump in and get it, and that would literally kill her. I don't know why you're suggesting that, Miley.
Miley, it's gotta be like 60 feet.
Right. You won't have to give me anything for my birthday.
Miley?
Ever.
Miley.
Fine.
Her bad luck continues as a storm finally comes up and even blows off her wig. I wish this was a bigger issue. So Miley has to start replacing her wig with one of Lola's, and it looks hideous on her. She thinks this is a sign and that she's not really meant to do the concert. Miley attempts to dye this hair, and it turns out disgustingly seaweedy. In the B plot, we go back to Jackson and Oliver trying to open this box. They really can't do it, and even their hair is messed up because of it. Jackson says that it's finally time to hire a professional. Then we get Rico coming on into this. Seems like he knows how to open it.
Unlike your combined IQs, it's high.
How much?
If it's a big robot, I get to play with it first.
Deal.
But you promised if it was a robot, I could play with it first.
Do you want it open or not?
I want it open.
They're surprised when a giant alarm goes off and this inflatable bouncy house takes over the entire house. So they got their comeuppance. I don't know what's going on with this B plot though. Can you imagine these poor actors being told that they're a part of this 3-part crossover, but only in the B plot, and they're going to be on the same set, and nothing is going to be changed literally at all? It's still not even a good B plot. I mean, Hannah Montana, sometimes their B plots can be really off the rails. And it's not fair that that even had to happen in this special. I mean, Hannah Montana already didn't interact with the Wizards or the Sweet Life on Deck enough, so why is this the B-plot? With the green wig not working, Miley is finally given up, just in time for Cody and Bailey to come give her flowers. This is it. These two actors came all the way here just to be in this one scene, and it's like less than a minute. I feel so bad for them because they wanted to be a part of the Hannah Montana world, and they were given this 20-second scene of just Miley saying that the concert's canceled. Not fair.
Is this going to affect the after party?
Finally, Robbie Ray goes out to talk to Miley, who is just sulking on the sky deck. Robbie gives Miley a backup wig, and the sun finally comes out. The storm is over, and he's basically telling her that it's about the mindset. Hannah is finally in a good mood and ready to go to her concert.
Hey, what are you guys sitting around here for? Don't you have tickets to my concert? And the after party? Let's go.
She calls everybody on the boat to join her, and it's finally positive. And the rest of the episode is just her concert.
I wouldn't say no to a little warm-up hug.
Okay, I'm gonna go before I hurl barf cubes. Hey, Ryan, wait up! If you like Colorado, you are gonna love Montana.
So off-screen, Miley gets in an injury while there's a skiing accident. She ends up in the hospital, which is a insane way to start the episode.
I apologize for my boyfriend, Mr. Stewart. He is a work in progress.
Go, L-Train, go!
Yeah, I know what you mean. He's he's just a piece of work.
Even though she's kind of passed out, she can actually hear what her friends are saying.
Could you be any more insensitive?
And even hears Oliver say to her that she loves her when everybody's out of the room.
I love you.
Now you see, that wasn't... Best friend's boyfriend say what?
And she's like, oh my god, this is terrible. Like, he's dating Lily and he's in love with me. It's really shocking. When she comes home to tell Lily that he doesn't love her even though she's in love with him, Lily starts to cry.
The girl should never say it first. It's against the rules. Can't give a boy that kind of power. You do that and you'll set back the women's movement 50 years. What if he's in love with someone else because they're, I don't know, adorable or something?
And it's really sad, but I don't know why we're going off of Miley being a ghost in this. Like, why do we trust this? Miley tries a lot of things to calm her down, like bringing tissues, offering a cold pack, and building a castle out of popsicle sticks. Then Robbie accidentally says exactly what Oliver meant.
You told her Oliver was in love with you?
In love with you?
No, I cleverly avoided that until now.
And Lily gets really angry and decides to get a picture of her with another guy just to turn it on him. Oh my god, this is a weird solution to this problem.
I'm Gil.
I'm actually talking about my friend over there.
The circus clown?
She is not a... Yes, the circus clown.
Then turns out that Oliver was trying to practice saying it to Lily and that he really does love Lily, walking in on her trying to cheat.
Okay, okay.
I can close my eyes, right?
Just do it.
What the?
Yep, that's right. She's kissing someone else. She's moved on. You cannot hurt her anymore.
So now this is all Miley's fault. Even unconscious, she managed to create such a big problem.
You know, it's really nice to hug in front of Miley without hearing bleh.
Blah, 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 blah.
Although Lily and Oliver are initially angry that Miley nearly broke them up, they talk it out and they realize that everything is okay. In the end, Robbie's about to eat some pie when Jackson hears what he's doing and takes the pie. Then Robbie decides to photograph it as next year's Christmas card.
Please, please, please let this be a dream.
This episode is really trippy because it's having an out-of-body experience and referencing this one movie that they keep saying, which I've never seen. But it's really cool to see Hannah out of the element and being mostly in a hospital throughout this episode. Although when it's time to cheat, I feel like that's when it's a weird plot. Like, why would you fight cheating with more cheating? I don't know. I mean, overall, it's a very interesting episode. Okay, so in this episode, Miley is interviewed by a radio show while Jackson argues with Robbie Ray about Malibu Community College. This causes Miley to make a remark about Jackson to the interviewer, although nobody had ever heard of Hannah having a brother.
You have not lived until you've seen him pick the lint out of his navel, sniff it, and then put it back.
No, that's not true. I don't always put it back.
Miley continues to make fun of Jackson during the interview until Robbie forces her to tell the interviewer she doesn't actually mean it. Unfortunately, the damage is done, and the interview ends before Miley has a chance to correct it. Another Miley and Jackson conflict episode with Hannah Montana being the centerpiece for it.
Ah, revenge is a dish best served stinky.
Jackson?
Nothing, what we call trim.
So Jackson attempts to prank Miley, but is stopped by Robbie, who points out that Miley regrets making fun of Jackson, like she's sleeping and she's sucking her thumb, which means she's innocent. She really didn't mean for that to go the way it did.
Go ahead.
I shouldn't have said that stuff about you on the radio. I was just trying to be funny, and I'm sorry that I embarrassed you.
Jackson ends up forgiving her on the condition that Hannah takes him to her friend Tracy's party that night, and he could impress this girl he wants to see. Hannah and Lola arrive at the party, which is a Tracy spa theme, which I wish I did this for my Sweet 16.
All your emotions are tied to pressure points in your feet, you know.
Oh, come on, Tracy. You don't really believe that, do you?
It looks really fun and relaxing. Hannah discovers that somebody has told the press that she sucks her thumb, which she does do in her sleep when she feels guilty, and Hannah, of course, immediately thinks it's Jackson.
Helga will give you a facial you'll never forget.
I'll pay your money. You'll betcha.
She makes it look like he has this long piece of boogers coming out of his nose, and it's kind of gross, and he ends up throwing it at Mia. It's a super embarrassing moment, and Miley's just attempting to get revenge at Jackson because she assumed he was the problem. I don't know why Miley keeps doing this. She keeps assuming she knows the issue, acts based on that. Like, in the last episode, she tried to get Lily to cheat on Oliver because she was convinced that he said something to her. Like, Miley's toxicity is super consistent. Like, it's definitely a nice theme.
And she was like, I know best friend stuff about her. And I was like, I know way better best friend stuff about her. Like, she still sucks her thumb. And I knew it was wrong, but I was talking to Beth to stop. Sort of like, now, stop, now, done, sorry, now.
So Hannah yells at Jackson for telling the press about her thumb sucking, and then when he denies it, Lola confesses that she accidentally said it when she was speaking to Tracy, and it slipped. And now Jackson is super angry because Hannah blamed him and drives off in Hannah's car. Miley drove here with you. You can't not do that. Meanwhile, in the most useless subplot I've probably ever seen on this show, Rico asks Robbie to sign a Robbie Ray album for him, but when Robbie realizes it's to impress a girl who likes country music, he sees why Rico's there.
Except for one tragic character flaw.
She likes country music, doesn't she?
Loves it!
He asks Robbie to teach him how to be a country line dancer in order to impress a girl. Why is everybody motivated by impressing a girl? I feel like this is not 100% teenage issues sometimes. Robbie forces Rico to embarrass himself in front of the whole beach by loudly proclaiming, "Ye doggy, I love that country music." And I can't tell if this is cultural appropriation. So Robbie actually teaches Rico the electric slide, which Robbie adds his own, Rico adding his own Latin flair to it. Robbie tells Rico he needs to get in touch with his inner cowboy, which he does so by riding a fake horse. Rico successfully walks like a cowboy, and then because of his soreness from the fake horse, successfully dances like one. And he's really good at it. And it's really weird because it's like we don't get a lot of Rico and Robbie Ray B-plots, but it is a cool concept that they're coming together because of Robbie's fame. Like, it definitely ties into the main premise of the show. And it definitely justifies that Rico could have been in the movie a lot more. Like, I don't know why he was suppressed in that thing. Meanwhile, Jackson is ignoring Miley, who explains that she should embarrass herself in front of her crush so Jackson would be even. After accomplishing this, Jackson still doesn't forgive her. Miley purposely humiliates herself again, and it's funny because she always thinks she could just immediately make up for it, but really it takes a little bit more digging, Miley, to get somebody to forgive you.
The chili, the ozone.
Forget it, you're impossible.
Jackson admits it wasn't embarrassing him that hurt him, it's the fact that Miley thought he dragged their problems into the Hannah world. And Miley apologizes, and that's kind of how they resolve it, which I feel like it's a little anticlimactic, the forgiveness part. Like, I don't know if she completely earned it yet.
I never should have thought that you would.
Okay, we're cool.
It just took an argument for them to get to a better place. I mean, but it is a good episode, and I love seeing the whole spa theme going on. Jackson and Miley having this public issue is a great sequel to some of these older episodes with the public believing Jackson and Miley are dating and him becoming her manager. Like, there's just a lot of callbacks that make the show a lot more true to its original intentions, and I like this a lot. Later, Robbie finds Rico, in which he told him that his date actually stood him up, which I don't feel bad. Rico, you lied to her anyway. Like, what does it matter? Robbie and Rico then electric slide on the beach in the most pointless dance number I've ever seen. And Robbie actually backs out and a girl joins Rico, and that's kind of a cute, happy ending. So this is the first episode where Jackson is now attending Malibu Community College, so it's kind of continuing his education journey. The events of the Hannah Montana movie were mentioned in the beginning, and this is probably the most direct it gets in the rest of the third season episodes.
College man in the house!
Hello? Can't you see I'm in the middle of doing an interview?
Hello, in the middle of not caring.
But it's enough to keep the continuity alive, so I like it. Then for the next episode, we have Bad to the Chrome. So Robbie and the kids are trying to convince the stubborn Meemaw, which, yay, we have Meemaw back again. I love this character, and she was also somebody slighted in the movie, so obviously it's nice to see her again.
Hold on, Mama. Let's get your bags.
Maybe I should stop using Uncle Earl's homemade gas.
She comes all the way from Tennessee in her old, rundown car, Loretta.
Every time I break it up, all she does is tell me I'm fat. Not one single word about how great my hair looks.
In for her brand new car, but instead she flees from the porch angrily.
Wait, there's more.
Oh, no, there ain't. How could you?
It was her idea.
Miley tries to talk to her, but Meemaw snaps and leaves to walk on the beach.
I can still hear your daddy shouting, "Don't leave me," as I shove him out the door on his first day of kindergarten.
So Miley tries to get Loretta back, although it's way too late. She was apparently smashed into bits by a grumpy, cheap junkyard owner.
Now this, I call the problem.
Fortunately, the Stewarts find a car that looks like Loretta, and they do a series of gross and loud attempts to bring the old Loretta to life, and they like smash the front hood with a sledgehammer, and Robbie puts his butt on it.
Grandpa's hair tonic. ketchup for in between the seats.
And recreate a smell of Grandpa's hair tonic, a bottle of ketchup, orange soda, and cat pee. It's a ridiculously detailed scene for no reason.
Oh, I missed you.
Sorry we tried to separate you two.
Oh, you were just doing what you thought was right. Even though you were wronger than tofu bacon.
Even though thrilled, Mama acts like she didn't notice that they just duplicated everything she did. She apologizes that she's sorry for snapping and chooses the new car instead, which is really sweet. She accepts the gift.
And now, thanks to you all, I have another one. Sweetie, you're not crying, are you?
No, just that cat did a good job.
And apparently they installed a GPS that talks to her, and it's an accurate portrayal of a grandmother driving a new car.
Turn right.
Okay, I got it.
In 40 feet. Turn right.
You gonna do this all the way back to Tennessee?
In 35 feet. Turn right.
Oh, shut up!
So episode 24 we have Judge Me Tender, which is a parody of Elvis Presley's song Love Me Tender. We see America's Got Talent's parody show, America's Top Talent. Oliver auditions for it, while Hannah is actually one of the judges. Oh, this is an exciting opening to an episode, like thrown right into the action.
Kinda like Token Oken. You know, for just hearing this name the first time today, I think that's pretty darn clever.
And the guy who plays Mr. Sheffield on The Nanny is playing a parody of Simon from American Idol, and it's so funny. His portrayal is so good.
I have to say, I find myself completely appalled by how much I like that. Well done.
His performance is outstanding, and he becomes an overnight hit, even being famous at school and everything. It's just weird because Oliver was shown singing really horribly at the end of Song Sung Bad from season 2, but in You Gotta Lose This Job, he actually showed that he's good at it.
Hey, babe. Fans want to take pictures of me by the ocean, so, I'll call you, babe.
To the beach!
He called me babe. Twice! Ow! 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 Sorry. I was just trying to rub it in.
To what? My bone?
Meanwhile, Lily is starting to get a little bit more lonely and annoyed at his success. Miley's bangs look really good in this episode, though. It kind of reminds me of the beginning of the season. Oliver becomes super obnoxious, which is not that surprising. Like, we get hints of Oliver being a diva many times in the series.
What about Lily?
I know, she's been acting kind of weird lately.
She's been weird?
Yeah, and it's kind of been harshing my mood.
It's weird that Oliver's chewing gum, since in the episode Miley Get Your Gum, it was revealed that Oliver has a trauma with it? So, like, what? Lily begs Miley to give him a bad score so that way he won't be sucked away by internet fame.
Good job.
Well, once in a lifetime. I mean, that is a little dramatic, don't you think? I mean, I'm sure if this doesn't work out, there'll be plenty more opportunities.
But she ends up not being able to. She needs to tell the truth. Oliver is actually really good.
So it's up to you, HM. Send Mr. Oken on?
Or put an end to his career right here, right now.
She returns home to find Lily sad that she's basically lost him at this point. And this is a really good episode exploring the dynamics of their relationship. Like, this is why it's so much better than Freddie and Sam. Oliver does the right thing and returns home to talk to Lily, telling her that they will still be together, which is really sweet and a good ending.
Really, I'm so sorry I've been such a jerk. Yeah, I got caught up in all the attention, but Miley's right. None of this means anything to me if I can't share it with you.
I like that we have another episode about fame taking over somebody that's not Miley. Like, Oliver is definitely a good case for this, and it's gearing us up for the finale when he's actually really good at singing, and we'll get to that. And then Jackson's actually on America's Top Talent, which doesn't make sense, but it's really funny to see him dressed as this character again.
Not so typical, way too smart to be waiting around. Tai Chi practice and snowball champion. I can fix the flat on your car. Rocking out wherever we are.
Overall, a good Lily and Oliver episode, a great Hannah Montana moral episode. Mixing the double life in is so perfect. Meanwhile, Jackson gets a ticket for driving, which has Robbie Ray furious. He assigns him to clean out the attic, which turns out to be disgusting. Why is just multiple plots of this show Jackson cleaning out a disgusting part of the house? Like, this is weird. One of his funniest jokes in this entire show is him in the attic, though, when he says this.
Would I be up here if my juggling career had taken off? I think not. Of course I'm no good. I never get a chance to practice. 'Cause I'm always being punished.
Jackson, Rod Stewart!
It wasn't me. It was a young boy with 3 balls and a dream.
It turns out that the ticket was actually meant for Robbie, and Robbie's the one stuck cleaning the attic, and that's literally the only plot.
I've been way too hard on you.
3 scenes, and that's all we got. The next episode kind of reminds me of the Hannah Montana movie. It's Can't Get Home to You Girl, Season 3, Episode 25. The whole premise is Miley is trying to get back home to Malibu for Lily's birthday. I guess her and Robbie Ray were out for a concert, and they're trying to get home. But there's an issue. Apparently there's a storm not allowing them to fly, so she won't be home in time for Lily's birthday.
But don't worry, I'll be home in a couple of hours. So until then, go to my house, watch some TV, and help yourself to Daddy's private stash of Fudgy Buddies.
What? She's not family.
See, this is weird in the time context because Lily's birthday was in the Hannah Montana movie, and it's also, like, I guess this means this is an entire year later, which isn't super unnatural. Like, it's the end of season 3, we're about to get to the senior year, okay? I buy that she's 17 now.
Due to mechanical difficulties, Flight 64 to Los Angeles has been canceled.
Mousy voice ticket sale lady say, what?
So Robbie and Miley meet a truck driver and actually hitch a ride with him to try to get back as quick as possible.
Now, I don't mean to be a bad host.
But get out!
Meanwhile, Jackson is stuck with entertaining Lily for her birthday. Miley really wants it to be special, but she can't be there, so she has Jackson help, and it makes it so much worse. Eventually, the car breaks down, and they have to take a motorcycle, which is so cheesy on the green screen. We get a visit from Freddie's mom from iCarly, which is as if these 2 shows did not cross over enough.
Unless you have a plane in your backyard, we'll never make it in time.
You sure you don't want to sit up here with me, Mr. Hottie McYummy Pants?
She becomes like a Robbie Ray fan and tries to fly them back home, but she's way too into Robbie, hitting on him the entire time, making him so uncomfortable. And why is this woman so good at being creepy?
And pick up, pick up, pick up.
If you look to your right, you'll see Hoover Dam. And if you look to your left, you'll see an attractive single woman gazing at you adoringly.
Like, she's so into it. Such a great actress. Eventually, Rico tries to get Jackson to come to a concert with him, fully leaving Lily alone.
All alone on your birthday? There's nothing worse than that.
Come on, we gotta beat the crowd, Jackson, let's go!
The helicopter nosedives trying to get them home, and I'm terrified. If I were Miley in this helicopter, I would think my life was over. This is scary. They eventually do get home, and it's still Lily's birthday, but at what cost? Like, they just went on the adventure of their lives, and nobody's home. Turns out that Lily actually did go with Jackson to the game and had the best birthday ever, making everything okay in the end.
I wasn't about to abandon her on her special day like some people.
Then we get a really uncomfortable section of Robbie Ray performing R&B. The truck driver and the creepy lady come back and dance with him, and why is this necessary? I love that we do get to see this actress from iCarly in this show, though. It's really good. And this episode could have been the movie. Like, honestly, I love the concept. It's funny watching Miley and Robbie, like, go on this giant road trip. I guess it wouldn't be interesting to see for an hour and a half if it were to be a feature film. But I like going from one place to another. Like, field trip type movies where it's a big adventure is always good. But I like that they managed to fit it into an episode. Like, it makes it action-packed, fast-paced.
We just blew a tire. Oh, good. I thought it was me.
And unique from what it usually is. Which, we're getting to the end of season 3, and the episodes are starting to feel a little more derivative. Like, as if they're just expanding upon older plots they did with them slightly older, and then also branching off into random things, like having Mama's broken car, and Miley getting home for Lily's birthday. Like, I feel like I'm losing some of their ideas here, but it is just so far into the end of the 3rd season, like, why would they not run out of ideas?
Jackson, I knew you wouldn't leave me alone on my birthday!
Actually, I forgot my wallet.
And actually, it takes a cool turn in this next episode. Come Sail Away is a parody of the song Come Sail Away by Styx. This one kind of reminds me of when Miley was trying to be Indiana Jones. Like, there's a lot of parts where Miley's branching out into the film world or the animation world. We have a special guest star, Fred, in this, who plays a talented voice actor.
miserable duck.
She's climbing to the top of the barn again. She's trying to learn to fly.
And it's not a super exciting role for him. He's not that funny. He's just more like a Hollywood actor in this. The whole premise is that Miley's gotten a role playing a duck in this animated movie, but she's so terrible at it. Because of course, she's not a voice actress. Like, why would she? She does this really cringy duck-like voice that just doesn't work for anybody ever.
I know exactly how you feel. I had to do the voice of a duck once, so I hired a duck coach.
A duck coach.
He's amazing.
She gets advice that she needs to actually be around an animal to get better at the voice, that it'll come naturally if she just spends time with a duck. And comes to the recording studio super prepared. She's like trying to overcompensate for the fact that she knows she's not doing well.
Just you wait, Triple B. Wait till you hear that duck voice explode out of me.
She tells Robbie that she ended up quitting the movie, and he kind of makes fun of her because he's like, you only tried for like 24 hours. Like, that's not a full attempt.
It takes it down to a good 55, 56 minutes you put into it.
Daddy, please, I don't need this right now.
Hey, fine. I'm not gonna sit here and rattle off some big speech or anything.
Thank you.
And Miley realizes that it's time to ask for another chance. Like, maybe it's not time to give up yet. She even runs into one of the teachers at her school with this hilarious duck-like voice, so she just imitates him, and that turns out to be perfect for her recording studio. In the B-plot, we have something super funny. Robbie Ray learns to text. So it's Jackson going on a series of dates and getting texts from Robbie Ray in like the most basic old person fashion, and it reeks so much of Boomer trying to use technology that it just does so well. I feel like we're living in an age where even the old people did catch up with technology eventually. Like, they're not as bad at texting anymore, but it is still funny to joke about. Fred didn't really play an active role in this episode. He just kind of shows up a couple times, which it sucks. It's like they're not putting him in a good position to be a funny character, or even in this episode. But it's not like the episode itself is bad, it's just that character's written kind of poorly. In the end, Miley kind of gets it right, but it doesn't work out because the voice director still doesn't think she's good. But it's still cool that she gets to end on a positive note despite not actually fulfilling the role. And I do like that Miley has a couple failed attempts. Like, she doesn't need to succeed in everything in order to learn a lesson, and that's proved in this episode. I don't know what this third plot is, but they have a C plot, and it's just Rico trying to control everybody at the beach, him and Lily butting heads in the process. They just keep giving Rico turns with all the characters. Like, it's so random.
Take a number, since when?
Just take one.
Fine. Hey, Rico, I'm number 6.
Number 6, your water is ready. Number 6.
The next couple episodes, we have pretty Lily-heavy themes, which isn't bad. It's just we're wrapping up the season, and I do want to get as much funny episodes in as possible. Lily's actually having her first day of work at this Subway shop. Another attempt at Lily trying to get independence, which we learned a little bit earlier in this season when she really didn't want Miley to help her get into DC. Yeah, I like that that character arc is still being continued on.
No, it's hideous!
Don't wrestle with the customers!
Your sandwich! Ugh.
She's apparently so bad at the job, she even gets fired before the theme song comes on. Like, oh my gosh, how bad is she really at this? At the same time, Robbie's trying to hire somebody to clean Jackson's room, but everybody gets scared off and runs away, which of course I would too.
You were a Navy SEAL. You ain't gonna let a little dirt scare you off, are you?
I took out my own appendix with a wet wipe, dental floss, and a rusty spoon, and I never shed a tear. But that room, I gotta sleep with the lights on tonight.
Is Jackson's room like a character? Why is the bedroom such a central part of the show after that one episode with Louis Vuitton? Like, it just seems like this is an entire new section of the show. So overall, the premise is that Lily and Oliver need to get money because they're saving up to jointly buy a car, which is a big commitment. Lily takes on a job actually cleaning Jackson's room. Like, it's perfect. She needs money, and she could just work at Miley's since she's there all the time.
Face it, I mean, she's the only housekeeper that we're gonna find that's already immune to Jackson's stank. See? Her eyes don't even water anymore.
She cleans up the room perfectly, and Jackson's like offended. Like, he thinks it's a mess, which is so ridiculous. Guys, this looks like a really awesome room, and if I were Jackson, I'd be so grateful, but this is ridiculous. He's so upset about it. Rico gives Oliver humiliating tasks like dressing up like a penguin, cleaning the roof of the hut, and he finds joy in doing all of it. It's apparently told that Jackson doesn't work there anymore. I don't remember seeing him quit. And Oliver is just there working again. He works there on and off randomly. I don't get it. Miley doesn't want to fire Lily because she likes having her around, but she doesn't want her to work for her. Like, it's kind of weird to them. Miley doesn't want to tell her that she doesn't want her to work anymore, so she decides to go with Jackson in disguises, as they two do best.
Not yet.
Are you sure that felt like the right place? You just throw that in?
Fredo.
Sorry, boss.
And threatened the manager to hire Lily back. I don't understand why they had to dress up for this, or why it couldn't be Hannah at least. Like, what's going on here? Lily finds her there, and they pretty much have a confrontation, and it turns out they both thought it was weird that she was working at Miley's house, and she was also trying to get her job back. So in the end, they all went out for the same goals, and they were completed, which is a very sweet episode. And that kind of brings us to a deeper episode with Lily, speaking of, 28. It's The Wheels on My Bed Keep on Turning. The episode is a reference to Wheel in the Sky by Journey. So in this one, we take a step even further with Lily and Miley's relationship. Lily's mom is actually planning on moving to Atlanta, so she tells Miley she's moving. And that's it until the theme song. So we're all concerned, worried for Miley and Lily's relationship. Oliver joins to try to figure out how we can go about the situation.
A perfect way for y'all to stay together. I mean, as long as Lily's parents are cool with it.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm way too young to get married. You know, I got my whole life ahead of me.
And he kind of assumes that they're gonna have to get married now, and he's like nervous about it. And Lily gets mad, because I would too. Like, why are you so nervous? You're dating. But if you notice, Oliver's hair is completely different. Yep, he changed before the next season, which really bothers me, but whatever. Miley outright offers Lily the opportunity to stay at Miley's house, with Jackson protesting, and no surprise there.
Well, everybody that counts.
He vows to torture them. Meanwhile, the plots start getting more Rico and Robbie heavy because everybody's moving on with their lives and they're the only two attached to this beach still. The whole plot is Robbie and Rico trying to do horseshoes in a competitive way, and one accidentally hits this man's car.
You wouldn't happen to be a Hannah Montana fan, would you?
Yes, I am.
Great.
So Lily's getting more comfortable at Miley's house, and the two are a little bit more worried, kind of like the boundaries they were having in the last episode, but a little bit further. Lily moves into Miley's room, and suddenly it's completely crowded. Like, how are they gonna fit everything both of them have, including an Oliver-sized lollipop? Late at night, Miley starts getting annoyed with Lily's late-night phone calls and sharing a room.
Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Thank you.
And Jackson is pro getting rid of Lily. Lily later overhears Miley saying that she doesn't want to live with Lily anymore, and Lily is embarrassed.
I wouldn't have invited her to live with us. But now I'm stuck with her.
She overhears it and walks away. Later, when Miley comes home from a Hannah performance, she finds a note from Lily saying that she heard what she said and she's gonna get out of her way. Aww. See, this is really sad. Lily ends up living in an apartment with her father, which he was known for 2.5 Men at the time, and he's just such a good fumbly actor. Like, Miley comes all the way down to apologize, and the two get to make up.
I was 10 times more miserable when I came home today and saw that my best friend in the world was gone. Aww.
Saying that they're gonna compromise just to live together, and that's really sweet.
Are you crying in there?
No, it's me, Margaret. Margaret, get a hold of yourself.
So,
We end with one final prank on Jackson, which he turns the tables on them, and it's over. But yeah, that is essentially the last moment before we hit the season finale. And this is the official episode when Lily moves into the Stewarts, which she stays with them for the rest of the series. Spoiler alert, I guess. Episodes 29 and 30 of Hannah Montana.
Looks like Lily being here is already bringing us closer.
This close?
Of all the 2000s Hannah Montana specials went, none of them were this final. Was it supposed to be a season finale? A series finale? There's definitely parts of it that can go either way. Today I want to cover one of the most fascinating moments in TV history, the Hannah Montana Season 3 finale.
Blue jeans?
On the 2-part Hannah season finale.
Dad, I need a favor.
You want blue jeans out here, don't you?
When Miley moves her horse out from Tennessee.
I am so happy that you're finally here.
It's like you two have some sort of psychic connection.
So this is split into two parts. In part one, Miley is experiencing vivid dreams of her cherished horse, Blue Jeans. You know, the one from the movie and the one in the show. Reminds her of back home in Crowley Corners, Tennessee. These dreams awaken a deep sense of homesickness, prompting Miley to arrange for Blue Jeans to join her in Malibu.
Come on, Blue Jeans, this is good stuff. Yeah, I'm sure it's real good. Hey, that is good.
We get to see a glimpse of Uncle Earl as he gives the phone to the horse, which is super funny because it's like, why is he so absent-minded? I'm excited that we see him once again to kind of connect us with him being a part of the family. And I like that this concept relating to Crowley Corners is unique from the movie's premise without overshadowing it at all. Like, it's not about her secret, it's about missing home and wanting to move back there, which they didn't necessarily cover in the movie. But it's cool that it kind of complements Miley's character arc. Like, she still feels for that town.
I miss him and he misses me, and Earl keeps eating all his apples and I keep leaving him and... Wait, how'd you know?
And it's ridiculous because, of course, Miley, like, why would you ship a horse all the way to LA? Like, this is not horse territory. Because the transition is not seamless. Blue Jeans starts showing up all these inappropriate places.
I bet he's under the sink. I mean, if I was a 1,500-pound horse, this is exactly where I would be. Blue Jeans?
But also symbolizing Miley's internal struggle between her pop star life in California and the simplicity of home. Like, this horse is just ending up everywhere.
Not exactly what I had in mind.
It ends up with a heartfelt realization that maybe she wants to return to Tennessee, and that has to do with her unrest.
Dang flab it, Miley, I never wanted you to bring me out here in the first place.
Then why do you keep saying, I'll need you, Mile? I'll need you.
What I meant was I needed you to come back home to Tennessee.
What?
It's cool that Blue Jeans was introduced in the movie and then carried out in this episode because it's perfect. Meanwhile, Jackson is sick of Lily living in the house. Like, she walks in and he was in the bubble bath, which is, ew, good thing he double bubbled.
Then I'm old enough to get my own place.
Where you can make a bubble beard in private?
Yes, if I so desire.
So he's like, I need to live in my own apartment. And suddenly all these changes are becoming so abrupt and kind of scary, especially as a Hannah Montana fan who spent like 60 plus episodes getting used to this setup.
The beautiful sound of a Miley-free living environment.
Jackson, I know you guys have your problems, but Miley's my bud.
Get out!
But seeing him actually intend to move out is really a wake-up call, especially given all the promotions for this special.
Together.
It becomes a big mistake.
What? What happened? He ran away.
Now,
Bringing the Blue Jeans out here was the dumbest thing I ever did.
a change of heart
You said the key to being happy is never forgetting where you come from.
changes her life.
Being out there on Blue Jeans, it felt like I was back in Crowley Corners. I can't shake this feeling of wanting to go back home.
Don't miss part 1 of the unforgettable Hannah season finale.
I want to move back to Tennessee. Lily, please don't cry.
I mean, I know it says season finale in it, but tell me this isn't dramatic. Like, I don't know if it's coming back. We don't know if something's going on behind the scenes. It's 2012. It's called Miley Says Goodbye. Like, we either think this is a finale or something bigger. See, this is where things get really crazy. Blue Jeans ends up turning into Miley, which I was not expecting.
You're what? I'm you.
And it kind of ends with her telling Robbie Ray she wants to move. In part 2, Miley is like grappling with this daunting task of telling Lily that she is going to be moving back to Tennessee. I mean, like, Lily lives with her now.
California is her home, and besides, Oliver and her dad are here. Think a little.
She just established her entire life here, and here she is turning like 17, 18, and she wants to move back home. Like, this is a big deal. The situation becomes even more complicated when Oliver shares that he has plans to go on a 6-month tour with a band.
Please?
Okay.
Yay! Yay!
Really?
Meanwhile, Oliver is trying to hang out with Jackson, which is pretty abnormal, and he's got a haircut. Like, this is kind of a big deal. I guess they didn't care about his pierced ears anymore. Jackson is trying to pretend like this new place is great, but it's horrible and breaking down, which I don't feel bad because it's like, your room was way worse than this. Like, remember Jackson's room? Like, I think this place is still an upgrade.
Oliver, what happened?
Nothing. Just, you know, if the landlord doesn't get here soon, you might need to build a boat.
And he finds out that Rico is the landlord. Okay, this is super sitcom-y. My neighbor is Rico? It's funny because it feels like an adult sitcom now, like Hannah Montana's about to become an adult sitcom. Like, what? I would kind of love that though. In the end, things get worse and worse for Jackson as another band starts playing upstairs. The ones that he met in Jackson's apartment. So Lily is completely screwed in this scenario when they have to tell her. They all sit down to talk and inform her of their plans, and it's really depressing.
Do you want to hit something? Maybe Oliver? Assume the position. Go ahead, Lily. Lily?
No, I understand.
Wait, you do?
This is also like the mark of Oliver's last episode as a main role, which is even more sad. As Miley's preparing for the move, she is confronted with the emotional weight of leaving her life behind in Malibu. Miley actually confides within Jackson, which is a really sweet moment. Like, they didn't have to do this, but I like that they kind of have this moment.
Look, if we move back to Tennessee, then I won't have to admit to Dad that my first decision as an adult was,
Recognizing his daughter's turmoil, Robbie Wright unveils a heartfelt surprise. As they're riding on the horses, he shows her a ranch near the beach that mirrors the tranquility of Tennessee.
I could tell you needed to be in Tennessee and California both, so found a way we could meet in the middle.
You bought a ranch in Oklahoma?
No.
This compromise allows Miley to stay connected to her country roots while continuing her journey as Hannah Montana, which is even more shocking. I remember when I was little, I was like, wait, so the show's gonna continue? Or this is still the episode? Or this is still the season finale? They have flashbacks from a lot of pivotal moments in the episodes, like Lily, Do You Wanna Know a Secret? And Good Golly, Miss Dolly, for like a little nostalgic trip down memory lane, which is why I'm so convinced this is the final episode. Or the series finale, I didn't know what was going on at this time. And I can't remember if Hannah Montana Forever was announced. They decide that the family, along with Lily and Blue Jeans, can all move in there together. And they're gonna have to have Jackson too, because of his whole issues. And it's so sad because this is the last appearance of the Malibu house, but while we think we're saying goodbye to the whole series, we're only really saying goodbye to the central setting. And this is the last time we see, marking an end of an era. Toward the end of Miley Says Goodbye, we delve into the deep challenges of balancing personal desires with professional commitments. Miley's internal conflict resonates with anybody who has faced tough choices about their future, which is super relevant to anybody at this age. The episodes emphasize the importance of family, support, the value of friendship, and the courage it takes to embrace change.
I just found the perfect ranch. You're gonna love it.
Thanks a lot, Dad! Yeah! I'm so happy for you! Bon voyage!
Girls. They are so emotional.
But then I guess we're about to learn that Hannah Montana is about to say goodbye multiple times before it fully ends. The production of this episode was a significant undertaking for the cast and crew. Filming emotional scenes required the actors to probably have to tap into genuine feelings, reflecting on the strong bonds that they actually formed on Disney Channel. Like with Miley Cyrus playing Miley Stewart, she had to draw from personal experiences of balancing a dual life with a regular teenager and internal pop sensation. I don't know if you guys remember, but around the time when we weren't sure if Hannah Montana was ending, I remember being like, is Miley going to move on or not? And that's perfect because it's exactly how it was made in the episode. The decision to introduce the ranch setting was influenced by the show's desire to blend Miley's Tennessee roots, which is obvious, and it's a perfect backdrop for this character's growth, and I can't wait to talk more about where she's going from here. Upon its airing, there was so much attention from fans and critics. They praised it for its heartfelt performances and relatable exploration of life's crossroads. The episode's became a huge topic of conversation as we didn't really know if Miley was saying goodbye. As the curtains closed on season 3, Miley Says Goodbye served not just as a farewell to familiar settings, but as a testament to the show's enduring message, embracing one's true self and navigating the dual complexities of life. This finale set the stage for adventures and more revelations that's going to await in the next season, season 4, Hannah Montana Forever. All around, I spent most of this season trying to find hints, glimpses at connecting the movie and the TV show, with only so few details revealed, but it's good to know that there were just some more secrets from the movie I hadn't known about. You can check out my other video, The More Secrets of the Hannah Montana Movie, which might be titled something different, for more on that. They do a good job at wrapping up some of the necessary plot lines that need to be done at the house, although they start to feel a little bit more repetitive toward the last couple. I found myself remembering a lot less of the end of season 3, given the fact that they are almost similar to the earlier episodes. Like, season 3 started out super strong, hit the movie at its peak, and now it's coming down a little bit before it gets revitalized again for Hannah Montana Forever. But it just feels like the end of season 2, where it's like they just keep going with new stories, and it's like, you guys just need a break, and then just... I wish they did 20 episode seasons instead of 30. Like, they could have done a lot more healthier routines about this. Like, they could have seen that these episodes needed to be told in less time. Although, I'm here for it. Some of these jokes are worth an entire episode of just watching just to see again. And I'm super excited to do it, although I'm not sure everybody would be. And I don't want to make a whole video on how we have to skip the filler of Hannah Montana. That's just not going to happen. Now, before we hit that final season, I just want to say this is the best season on television from the best show. They do a good job at covering a lot of growing dynamics, maturity issues, and slightly more serious things than you would ever see Miley and Lily deal with. Like, season 1, Lily and Miley don't need to be worrying about living together, and Lily and Oliver never really dated before, had to worry about each other's feelings until now. Miley's relationship with Oliver gets a lot stronger in the couple episodes about him. There's a couple episodes about Lily. Jackson's featured in literally almost every episode, and he's just such a good breath of fresh air to this show because of all his comedy. And Lily gets a fair amount of episodes herself. Billy Ray really doesn't make a lot of conflict in this season, except for that he could be the one, specifically that one episode. And Miley's manipulative ways seem to take a head at this season. Like, she is still a little bit messy in terms of payback and karma, sometimes seeking out to hurt other people to pay them back, or buckling down when she knows she's wrong just to kind of protect that ego. Like, her situations get a lot more petty, but in a good way. Like, she's growing into a mature person about to hit her senior year of high school way. Like, Hannah Montana is really good at hitting that exact audience that was watching at the time. The prom episode took us on a little adventure, and seeing them at the spa, at the radio station, even on the Sweet Life on Deck's cruise ship. It's a great way to finally see Hannah Montana out at all these new places. And I hope you guys loved watching along with me as much as I did, because, whew, this series just gets better and better. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to check out some of my countdown videos. I really want you guys to like them, so please give it a chance. But I won't make another one if I don't have to. I just really like rating these episodes too. Now that I'm almost on the final video of Hannah Montana, it's about time for me to say goodbye. You could also check out my other retrospectives too. I'm working on finishing up Drake and Josh, Jimmy Neutron, and so many more fun ones to come. Until next time, everybody, have a great day.